All right, what is going on, everybody? Herby is back, and I am back for the third episode or third edition or whatever you guys want to call it to the very own football podcast that I have created. Today, front and back page of notes to deliver out for you guys. Now, I'm sorry if there's a slight lag going on. I have a little bit of lag, not gonna lie. I might as well just turn off the internet on my phone because that could be possibly the reason. It's always fun. And also, I'm really, really sorry. I mean, I don't think many of you guys really care too much because a lot of you guys are probably watching the archive stream. But I'm also really sorry that I am running late. I woke up late. I was up till 4 a.m. playing Fortnite. Not gonna lie, great game. But yeah. And as it says, you guys are not reading my description, so I'll just throw it out real fast if you guys aren't. No racist or troll-like comments are allowed in the live stream, or even just overall if you're commenting. And if there is any like that, then we're gonna have to. But me, gonna have to give you a timeout or a ban. So yeah. And also, I know you guys see me. I'm in different scenery. I just don't feel like being up in my room right now. Nothing major. I just don't feel being up there. I've been downstairs since I woke up like 25 minutes ago. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into the stuff that everyone's here for, the football news. First thing we have is the Eagles win Super Bowl 53, the score being 41-33. And I know I said Patriots lock it in. I said Eagles off camera, but does that really count? No, because I didn't say it on here. So I will give myself the penalty and the wrong on this stream. Outside of the stream, no. So I predict the Eagles to lose. I was scared, Loki. I had a feeling they were gonna win, but I just threw out my best feeling. My best feeling, which was the Patriots. Um, Pretty good game. I mean, Brady. You guys probably. I mean, you guys most likely seen this shit by now. It's been almost a week. Brady tried to get thrown to by Amendola, and that failed miserably. But I mean, it did fail for Nick Foles when he caught the touchdown pass. Another thing, that was pretty pretty different about that, which is kind of going down the list, but I'll bring it all the way back up right now. This is Zach Ertz versus the Jesse James catch marked as runner. They put Zach Ertz instead of how Jesse James he caught the ball on the final seconds of the Pittsburgh Steelers New England Patriots game. It was a touchdown one way or the other, but instead of giving him the touchdown, they gave him the incompletion. And instead of giving Zach Ertz the incompletion, they gave him the touchdown, which is kind of good because I wanted the Eagles to destroy the Patriots, which wasn't really destroying. They just kind of won by 8 points. But Zach Ertz caught the ball, but I'm kind of mad about that low key. I'm not gonna lie, because I wanted Jesse James to catch that, so Steelers can be 14-2 instead of 13-3. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal if you really think about it. But I mean, I still rather the Steelers be 14-2 than 13-3. But Zach Ertz caught it. He didn't. Because Zach Ertz was marked as a runner. Pretty controversial. I don't think the Patriots as a refs, who knows if it's real, who knows if it's not, was a thing. Now, onto the second topic, which I kind of switched topics, on here because I kind of wanted to throw one topic early. This one is the Nick Foles named Super Bowl MVP. Now, Nick Foles is the Super Bowl MVP of this year. I think he honestly deserves it. Hold up. I getting texts from people while I'm streaming. That feeling. But anyway, I mean, I feel like he deserves it. Not only did he catch a touchdown pass, but he thrown a bunch of touchdown passes. I think like 3 touchdown passes overall. And insult to injury, he also thrown like 300 passing yards, which brings me to my next topic, which is most total yards in a single game overall, 1,151 yards. This is from both teams. This is from both offenses, both the Eagles offense and both the Patriots offense. They put I think the Eagles put up 600 yards or 500 yards, and the Patriots put over 600 yards. So that was pretty impressive, not going to lie. And that's the one game right there. And that game was in the Super Bowl. So every game in history from the start of like the AFL to now, this game has the most many yards combined of one whole game. So that's pretty cool, actually. Now, let's go back to Nick Foles real quick. Don't have much more to say about Nick Foles, but let's throw in some more info. I mean, the guy kind of started off because Carson Wentz got injured in the Rams game. Nick Foles started, he finished it. And then the next game he played was up against who was it? The Giants, and Giants were definitely they were. I thought they had that game in the bag. To be honest with you, they were beating the Eagles pretty damn hard. And then Nick Foles, like he is a great fourth quarter comeback guy as it seems. It's still early because he's just starting to get his hype back up. But Nick Foles came back in the fourth quarter and won. Next week later was a Christmas game, and it was against the Raiders. They barely won that game because of the defense. Then a week later, they lost 6-3 to the fucking Cowboys. So that was pretty weird. And then they ended up going up against the Falcons, beating them, and then destroying the Vikings. And now we're here. I mean, Nick Foles, I feel like put up a great job this season as a back quarterback. I feel like Carson Wentz definitely could have put up the same job or even better. But I mean, I can't really say Carson Wentz and Nick Foles aren't too bad because Nick Foles, I can't say he's bad because he won the Eagles the Super Bowl. And I can't say Carson Wentz is bad because maybe it could have been a different outcome. Maybe they could have got one and done with Carson Wentz. Who knows? And both Carson Wentz and Nick Foles had no playoff experience really going into this Super Bowl. And look what happens. They end up coming out victorious, which is pretty dang shocking if you had to ask me. So Nick Foles being named the Super Bowl MVP. Do I dig it? I dig it. Next, we're going to be going on to the awards, Hall of Fames, Players of the Year, all this fun stuff. And I'm going to give you guys a brief description of how I believe if they should have or should not have won it. So let's see. All right, cool. I'll just check my Snapchat. No, not going to lie. So our first player, rather, Tom Brady named NFL MVP of the year. This is overall MVP. This is an MVP of the Super Bowl, like Nick Foles. He won MVP of the year. His competitors were Carson Wentz, but he got injured. Todd Gurley and Antonio Brown. I didn't, as much as I said, I really wanted AB to win it because he's one of my favorite. He's my favorite wide receiver because he plays for the Steelers, and I'm, as you guys may not know, a Steelers fan. I grew up a Steelers fan, so he's my favorite. He's my favorite wide receiver as of right now. So I wanted him to win it, but I didn't think he was going to win it. I had my money on Todd Gurley, so if I were to bet against somebody, I probably would have lost some money. Not probably, I actually would have lost some money. And I should have known because a couple of days prior, Tom Brady had his acceptance speech in his right hand as he was walking out of some sort of conference or something, and it was going all over. I mean, all over Sports Center, ESPN, all that fun shit. So pretty much it was just leaked already, which that actually does kind of suck, to be real. Do I feel like he deserved an MVP? I do feel like he deserved an MVP. As much I don't like Brady. I'm gonna say this right now. I hate Brady with burning passion, but he had a phenomenal year. I mean, like every single season, and he almost broke the Madden curse. I say almost because he didn't win the Super Bowl, did he? So I don't think he broke the Madden curse just yet. He's gonna have to wait like another season or so. Next is the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Alvin Kamara. He is a running back for the Saints. I predicted this one midway through the season. I said if Juju Smith-Schuster would have played a lot earlier, it probably would have been Schuster. But Alvin Kamara was putting up the work, which is actually kind of surprising because Kareem Hunt was at the beginning of the year was the biggest, whatever word you guys want to call it, target for everybody's running back to go after. He was beating the shit out of every team, and then mid-season he dropped. I mean, Kareem Hunt did phenomenal. I think he finished second or third place, and I know Kamara did not finish in that top three. I know for a fact, but Kamara did phenomenal overall throughout the season, and he definitely he's well-deserved of the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Next, the Defensive Rookie of the Year, another New Orleans Saint, Marshawn Lattimore. Now, I have very little news on Marshawn Lattimore. He's kind of the guy where Stefon Diggs caught that pass. I believe, if I'm wrong, don't kill me in the comment section. Where Stefon Diggs caught that pass, it was wide open. He was right there. Lattimore could have tackled him, but instead, I don't know what happened. He just, he buffered. And then all of a sudden, Stefon Diggs went touchdown. Vikings advanced to the conference. But overall, I've seen some of his plays throughout the season. He did really good overall. He is definitely a well-deserving Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, the only other guy I could have thought that could have went up for it is oh shit, that almost fell. I caught that shit from a mile. The only other people I could have thought that could have won was T.J. Watt, Miles Garrett actually. T.J. Watt and Miles Garrett. T.J. Watt, Steelers linebacker, and Miles Garrett, Cleveland Browns defensive end. And I believe either one of those guys could have done a really good job. And I believe both of them are pretty good competitors up to Marshawn Lattimore. If there is somebody you guys believe for offensive and defensive, or even MVP, or any of these guys that you guys want to argue up against, just throw out a comment right now. If you feel like, something I say you can argue up against. I'm just reading off the script, so yeah. Next, Los Angeles Rams Coach of the Year. He's a Los Angeles Rams coach, Sean McVay. Rookie coach, age 32, youngest coach to go to a playoff game. Of course, they lost, but they did a phenomenal job, the Los Angeles Rams, this year. Previously, having Jeff Fisher as a head coach was not cutting it. He cut Nick Foles. He said, I hope you have a good career. And, of course, Nick Foles won the fucking Super Bowl. So, yeah, my boy had a good career, didn't he? But Sean McVay being the brand new coach of the year for this season, and Belichick not even being in the picture. The picture was Mike Zimmer, Doug Marrone, Sean McVay, and Sean McDermott, which Doug Marrone's the coach of the Jaguars. I'm thinking off the top of my head. The Jaguars. Sean McDermott's the coach of the Buffalo Bills. Sean McVay, of course, is the coach of the Los Angeles Rams. And Mike Zimmer's the coach of the Minnesota Vikings. So, and I had none of that down written on the script. I just kind of known that. But, yeah, but I mean, I believe personally Sean McVay does deserve it. I voted for him. The only other person I could have thought I could have put up there, I mean, Doug Peterson should have got thrown into that mix, to be honest with you. I think he did. I'm not 100% certain. But the only other person I really think could have deserved was Doug Marrone, since he led the Jaguars to 10-6. They went all the way to the conference and lost. I haven't seen the Jaguars do that good at all my entire lifetime. So Doug Marrone did good after Gus Bradley's horrible coaching. Next, the comeback player of the year, Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, I know, cocky guy. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm the best wide receiver, then Antonio Brown, then Julio Jones, and blah 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 blah." I'm like, nah, bro. I mean, you're a phenomenal wide receiver. I'm gonna put that one out right now. I'm not gonna say you're bad. Dude, is your name marked up with some of the greatest as of the current time zone? Yes, I believe you are marked in the greatest. They're marked in the top 5. I think you're like number 3 or 4. And if for say Keenan Allen, I highly doubt it. But if you are watching this video, I'm not bashing you or anything. You are a really good wide receiver, dude. And if I ever was walking on the street and I saw you, I would definitely go up to you and be like, "What's up, man?" Because I believe personally you are a really good wide receiver. It's just the cockiness and the ego that doesn't fit it for anybody. No one likes egos, even if you are joking. But Keenan Allen personally, do I believe he was a comeback player of the year? They started off very shitty in the start of the season, and then as the season progressed, he progressed, and the season went better and better towards his side. I believe he was 2nd or 3rd place. I don't know, because Antonio Brown was 1st place in receiving yards, then DeAndre Hopkins, then Keenan Allen, or I mixed up Allen and DeAndre Hopkins, which DeAndre Hopkins was a phenomenal wide receiver this season, but maybe I'll get into that next week or a week after or someday. But, yeah, dude, Keenan Allen, you did really good progressing throughout the season. And I believe mid-season you turned away and you just started going beast mode. No Marshawn Lynch pun here because I know it is a football live stream. But you did really good this season. You do deserve the comeback player of the year. The only other comeback player of the year I can say, Juju Smith-Schuster, since he wasn't doing as good in the start of the season. But he turned around. I think he had 6 or 7 touchdowns at the end of the season. He did pretty good. Can't really say DeAndre Hopkins because he's been doing good the whole season. Will Fuller, the 5th, he can get the comeback player of the year. But who else am I gonna say really? I can't really say Nick Foles. He was too early. There's a lot of players I can really put up in that list. But Keenan Allen, I feel like you're one of the most deserving players to win the comeback player of the year. Next, the defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald from the Los Angeles Rams, the defensive end. Now, I had a feeling he was going to do this good. He's an amazing defensive end. For not starting week 1 due to some sort of contract bullshit, to going right here and going beast mode and being the defensive player of the year is actually kind of phenomenal. Not even going to lie with y'all. Aaron Donald, I feel like did deserve the Defensive Player of the Year. There were a lot of good defensive players, like Luke Kuechly was pretty good. Who else? Who else? Shazier was good. He was actually a nominee, but then he got injured. James Harrison towards the end of his career, end of the year, when he signed with New England, he was going destructive mode. Adrian Claiborne, he did amazing. There was a lot of players, I believe personally, could have really put up a challenge for Aaron Donald. Like Aaron Donald, he's been one of the best defensive players of the year for many, many moons now. Not really many, many moons. Like the moons that he's been walking on, so like 3 years, rather, 3-4 seasons. And I feel like he's put up a decent amount of work in those 3 or 4 years, and definitely well deserving of Defensive Player of the Year. Even though he's not played the whole entire season, he still did a great job playing the games he did play. Next, another Los Angeles Ram, Offensive Player of the Year. Take a guess, guys. Take a guess. I'll let you guys guess. My mouth is hella dry. I'm not gonna lie with y'all. All right, Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams, is the Offensive Player of the Year. Amazing. He deserves it. He had 19 touchdowns. He had 2,053. I looked it up. Rushing yards, and I think he had like almost 1,000 receiving yards, almost 1,000 for a running back. So he did amazing offensively. He destroyed everybody when I watched him play. Well deserving of the Defensive Player of the Year. Is there any people I can go up against him? Of course, Antonio Brown, Tom Brady, Carson Wentz, Alshon Jeffrey, Le'Veon Bell. I'm trying to think. Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Michael Thomas. There's so many people that can honestly go up against him. Now let's talk about our brand new Hall of Fame class. Hall of Fame class. This is everybody that's in it, 100%. It's done. First, former Baltimore Raven, Ray Lewis, former Dallas Cowboy, Philadelphia Eagles, Cincinnati Bengal, and San Francisco 49er. If I'm missing a team, I probably am, so let me know. Terrell Owens, former Tennessee Titan, Minnesota Viking, New England Patriot, San Francisco 49er, Oakland Raider, Randy Moss, former Chicago Bear, Brian Ulichers, and former Philadelphia Eagle, Brian Dawkins. Pretty much everybody except for Brian Ulichers I heard of until recently. I heard of Brian Ulichers about, I would say like, I would actually say around November, and I watched a lot of some highlights about him, and I watched a lot of new things. And Brian Ulichers used to play for the Chicago Bears, and he was a pretty good player. Shout out to Max Fulton, good friend of mine. And I know, knowing you're like, you're probably gonna troll the stream like you always do, but shout out to you because one of your players went to the Hall of Fame, so big Bears fan, good guy though. But the Brian Ulichers is a pretty good player. He did a lot of defensive work. And as of recent years, not as of like too recent, but he played in the Super Bowl. He did really good. He was probably one of the best defensive players of all time. Of course, you guys know the Bears had that amazing 1985 defense back in the olden days. So, I can't really – that's kind of arguable now, bringing up Ulichers. But one of the greatest defensive players of all time has entered the Hall of Fame, which is Ray Lewis. But I think, honestly – if I had to do a top 4 best players of all time, it would be number 4. I'm talking about defensive players, by the way. Top 4. I'd rather do top 3, but top 4 is pretty arguable. But if my top 3, it would probably be number 3 as Ray Lewis, number 2 as Mean Joe, and number 1 as LT. I know I'm missing somebody out. I'll probably figure it out like 15 seconds after the stream ends, which isn't going to be for a little while because we're just finishing the first side. So once again, guys, go grab your cookies, popcorn, go grab your snacks because this is going to get, as I was assuming, this was going to be a long live stream. So go grab some snacks while you guys are probably listening to the live stream. Even if you guys are watching the archive, just go grab some shit. I say we have like another 15, 20 minutes remaining. So yeah, we still got some more time. But then, that's honestly my top 3 for that. And Terrell Owens and Randy Moss, both together. Randy Moss, It's pretty good as wide receiver. I think my top 3 wide receivers goes Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, then Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is arguably, not arguably, like non-arguably, to be honest with you guys. He's honestly number 1. He is the best wide receiver to ever walk into the league. Phenomenal wide receiver. And both Terrell Owens and Randy Moss are playing in an era of the wide receivers where they had Hines Ward, Ocho Cinco. They had Wes Welker. They're playing in just an overall amazing wide receiving range. And the last guy we didn't really talk about was Brian Dawkins, and he can possibly be my number 4th best defensive player of all time. Probably one of the best Eagles, especially defensively, to ever play in the league. Brian Dawkins definitely did deserve this one. I think he retired in 2005, 2006, and he was really, really good. As of overall, like he would intercept a lot, he would tackle a lot, he would sack a lot. He was just amazingly defensively because I think he was a cornerback. I'm not 100% certain for the Philadelphia Eagles. So overall, this entire Hall of Fame class, they deserve each and every single one of them deserve it, especially Terrell Owens since he's been waiting like 2 or 3 seasons for it. But at the end of the day, every single one of these guys deserve it. I believe all of them do. Could more people couldn't have got in? Sure. We're gonna have to wait till next season to see who's gonna go in. Hines Ward. All right. Man, it's definitely, I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm going to take a quick second just to give you guys a full down talk. I really do enjoy doing these football things, but having a whole page of notes right here and a whole page of notes right here, and I had to add something just a couple minutes ago, not a couple minutes ago, but a couple minutes before the live stream, it's definitely kind of hard. But, that's what I do. Next. I should turn my cell phone off silent, shouldn't I? On silent, rather. Next, the Detroit Lions hire Matt Patricia, former defensive coordinator for the Patriots, as their head coach, I believe. Yes, as their head coach. He is now their head coach. He's the former defensive coordinator. He's got the big old Keemstar beard, kind of puffy dude. They lost just the defensive coordinator pretty much to the Patriots. I'll talk about the offensive coordinator in just a second. Yeah, that's not really anything. I hope the Lions do pretty much a little bit better than they were doing before. They were kind of on a bad slope with who was their coach? Jim Caldwell. I thought it was Marvin Lewis for a minute. I don't know why, but Jim Caldwell, he was not leading that team good at all. Next, Oakland Raiders released David Emerson, cornerback due to foot injury. To be honest, guys, he was a pretty good player. He was a pretty good cornerback. He was starting as of last season and this season. And, the foot injury definitely couldn't help him. A lot of possible landing spots where he can go. The Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Jets. I honestly want to see him go to the Jets, to be real. The Steelers would be nice, but come on, we have Joe Hayden now. So what's really to talk about here? We got Joe Hayden, Next, Josh McDaniels is the new Colts head coach. Then later turns against the head coaching option to remain the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Snake like Kevin Durant. As much as I don't like the Patriots, I will say that right now. I flat out don't like the Patriots. I'm a Steelers fan. I have every right not to like the fucking Patriots. But Josh McDaniels, personally, you should have just took the Colts head coaching job because the Colts are going through some bad times when Chuck Pagano was fired as head coach. Now, I made a joke. I'm pull it up real fast for you guys. If I can. If you guys can see this, I don't know if you guys can. It says new head coach, and it's me taking a picture with a sketchbook in my hand. That was from art from last year. And that was me saying I was going to be the new Colts head coach. It was a joke. And if anybody is watching this live stream, don't get all typing like, oh, Herby, you're not going to become the fucking coach, dude. You're not old enough. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'm like, all right, bro. It's a fucking joke. Chill the fuck out. So, but Josh McDaniels should have been the new Colts head coach. Put me for head coach. I'm just saying. But now he's instead going to be the offensive coordinator for the Patriots. Potentially in the future, he could be the head coach if Bill Belichick ever decides to retire. Next, Aaron Rodgers. Now this one's something you guys probably aren't thinking about at all. You guys are probably just going through a day of football, not thinking about this one. Aaron Rodgers to stay with Green Bay, to retire, or go elsewhere. Now, after last year's season, of course, he got injured. They played him. He played all right, and they just benched his ass right away for some purpose or another, which I really can't get into because I don't know too much detail on it. But they put in some no-name quarterback. I still don't know the fucker's name, so don't question me on that one. And Aaron Rodgers has not been happy with his team for the last few years with the shitty receiving, shitty everything. Jordy Nelson's still an amazing receiver. Randall Cobb's all right. Devonta Adams is all right. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Green Bay. You guys are still shitty. You guys are still barely coming clutch to go into the playoffs. I mean, not this season. You guys went 6-10 and got nowhere fucking close to the playoffs. But you guys have not been doing good with the playoff runs recently. And every time you guys get a good chance, a flat-out clean chance to go to the Super Bowl, it gets robbed from you. Like that Seahawks game, robbed. Like the fucking game against the Falcons. I wouldn't really say robbed. You guys just got your ass whooped by the Falcons. This season, you guys went 6-10. I feel like you could have had a chance because before Aaron Rodgers got put down on injury reserve list, it was 4-1 record for the Green Bay Packers. Now, I mean, I don't think he should really stay with Green Bay. I feel like he should just turn the chapter and go to a different team. He is 34, 35, 36, around that age group. So I feel like, honestly, we're not talking about the Jags here right now, okay, guys? I know I always like to talk about Jags this, Kirk Cousins goes to the Jags, Alex Smith goes to the Jags, Deshaun Kaiser goes to the Jags, or some bullshit like that. I don't think that would be the best suiting place for him, as he does not play well in Jacksonville or overall just Florida. I think personally, I believe Indianapolis Colts will be the best bet for him to go to, as Andrew Luck keeps getting injured. Jacoby Brissett is no means a starting quarterback at all. He started 16 games and he won 4 fucking games of the season. Whoop you fucking do. You won 4 games. Want a cookie? So I feel like Aaron Rodgers could do pretty good. And, I mean, the Colts can rebuild, and I can get onto that in a second. If I feel like I have enough time, I can talk about the way the Colts can rebuild. I actually do kind of want to talk about it, but I want to finish the rest what's on my script, which isn't too much more. I said probably like 8 minutes ago, grab some popcorn, all that bullshit. So, still grab some popcorn because you never know nowadays. You never know. Next, Rob Gronkowski, Patriots tight end, retired due to shoulder injuries or overall injuries. Now, he was talking with a bunch of media saying that he was going to go retire most likely. He doesn't know whether to retire or continue playing and, suck up the injuries and all that BS. So, what do I think Rob Gronkowski should do? I say give another season a whirl. Whether you're playing with Patriots, Jets, Eagles, whoever you play with, give another season a whirl. Play with them. And if you feel like you're still 100% injury prone and you're 100% vulnerable to nothing but injuries, then I believe personally you should retire due to your injuries. That should be the overall bet. Try another season out. If you keep getting injured or you feel more 100% more injury prone, end your career off there. I know it's going to be a nice and early career, and I'll be sad for that. Because, I mean, look at Big Ben Roethlisberger. He gets injured to left and right, and he's still somehow fucking still kicking. He wants to play till 2020, apparently. So, I mean, I want to see Ben Roethlisberger play because, I'm a Steelers fan. But as the injuries keep kicking in, it's not that good of a job for Ben. And he can potentially – one of those can definitely be fatal down the line, potentially. So, next. Who starts the week 1 of the NFL regular season for the Philadelphia Eagles? Carson Wentz or Nick Foles? Very, very, very scary topic to go on to if you are Doug Peterson. Carson Wentz, and I'm sorry guys, I keep hearing squeaking. I'm sitting on a fucking stool and it squeaks like a madman. But Carson Wentz led the team. His overall record was 12-2 with the Eagles. Nick Foles, he went 2-1. And then he won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. So, there's that. I feel like they both did an equal good job because think of it, Carson Wentz led the team up to that good record. Nick Foles finished the team with a better record and won the Super Bowl with them. So I personally believe, actually, if I'm going to have to put this down onto paper, I feel like we should give Carson Wentz another chance. Carson Wentz is still a very good quarterback at the end of the day. Nick Foles, I don't think he'd be too mad because he known the whole time he was a backup. And he known that he wasn't probably going to take the starting position overall. it was just him taking a backup position. So who I think should start, Carson Wentz. Why? Because I feel like he still is the better quarterback, and the younger talent, the younger blood should be onto the field kicking it. Next, Larry Fitzgerald to retire? Question mark. Do I believe Larry Fitzgerald, Arizona Cardinals wide receiver, should retire, or do I think he shouldn't? I think personally, he's 37, 36, 30, whatever fucking age he is. I think after a long-ass career since 2003 to now, I feel like Larry Fitzgerald should call it a career. He's still one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest wide receivers, arguably. He's in that top 10 for sure of all time, not of our time. I mean, maybe short of our time, but definitely of all time. Of all time, from the AFL to now, that bullshit. I feel like Larry Fitzgerald has his best option is to just retire. He's been playing for many, many moons, and I feel like as one of the greatest wide receivers he is, he's over 11,000 receiving yards in total. And, 15,000 or 11,000. It's one of those two numbers. I'll figure it out probably at the end of the stream once again. And I think his best bet will be to retire, and he's still pretty good. I mean, that'll be a lot of the old people retiring off the Arizona Cardinals, like Bruce Arians, Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald. All those guys are just, going downhill. They're old. I mean, Bruce Arians been coaching since the 90s. You had fucking Palmer been playing since 2004. You had Fitzgerald been playing since 2003. They've been playing for many years, and they feel like their career has been accomplished. They accomplished everything they want to. Maybe not a Super Bowl ring, but, still some time to play and get all those good gains as of yards and statistical speakings. Next, and the second to last topic, and I will go on to the Colts at the end of this, not going to lie. It's going to be really nice, fast, and brief. Malcolm Butler looking for a new team, question mark. After being benched by the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, probably of a silly stunt that he did in the locker room. Sorry, my back is killing me, guys. But after probably doing a horrible stunt in the locker room or overall, he got benched and got pushed onto special teams and special teams only during the Super Bowl. Pissed off. He was crying during the national anthem. And now he's going to be he's going to be an unrestricted free agent for the New England Patriots, and a lot of landing spots, you mean like the Chicago Bears, Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, pretty much any landing spot for this guy. I feel like he should go into a team like the Bears where they're only going to give him like $3 million for a whole season or two. Nothing really too major, just some quick moolah to give him, and it's something so he's still going to walk out successful with some money. Kind of like how Le'Veon Bell, this is not really written on my script, but I'll throw in there, how Le'Veon Bell is asking for $100 million from the New York Jets. Then he will 100% play with the New York Jets, as he claims. I mean, $100 million, fuck yeah, I'll take that offer any day. Next, and second to final, because I'm going to throw in the Colts thing. Actually, I'm going to throw in the Colts thing real fast, what I was going to say. The Colts, if they have to rebuild, like I said, they would have to pick up Aaron Rodgers or just a brand new quarterback like Kirk Cousins. He can do pretty good. Running backs, there's many, many options. I really don't know who for running backs to pick up. They can pick up a rookie running back. They could pick up Jarvis Landry since he's going to be on there. They could pick up Malcolm Butler. They could re-pick up Vontae Davis. If Harrison goes back onto the market, they could pick up Harrison. They can do so much to pick up their team, get a better head coach, and I feel like they can revive their team overall. And now the final topic of this live stream. This live stream has been going on, I feel like, for like a million years. And I'm sorry for that, guys. I'm sorry if you guys are sitting here watching the whole live stream, wasting your time. Or maybe it's not wasting your time. Maybe it's just, something you guys want to sit down and watch. But the final talk of this live stream is going to be quick and done. Jimmy Garoppolo, former New England Patriots quarterback, got signed by the San Francisco 49ers midseason. Not signed, it's traded for Brian Hoyer, to be honest, and some Brown picks. Gets a 5-year extension to his contract and gets a $27.5 million every single year. Most paid player in the league was Matthew Stafford with $27.0 million per year, and now with a $27.5 for Jimmy Garoppolo. I can't really say he deserves all that money. I mean, yes, in all of his career starts, he had to get 6 career starts, and he won every single one of them. He's undefeated, not going to lie. But do I feel like he 100% deserves it? No, because he just started off practically his career. He just started off his starting quarterback career. And me personally going around and saying, oh, yeah, a guy who played 6 games gets $27.5 million, you totally deserve it. I mean, 49ers are pretty much, I feel like, desperate just to keep a good quarterback in line ever since Kaepernick left. Kaepernick was not really a good quarterback. But he had a couple good seasons where it also led them to the Super Bowl. Now, do I really feel like he deserves it? No. Do I think he's going to do good with the 49ers? I think he is, but I don't think he's going to do too good. Hopefully the money doesn't get to my man's head, and he does pretty good. And that $27.5 million is worth the money, with a total, I think, of $155 or $6 million at the end of that 5-year extension. Thank you guys for watching this live stream. I was on forever, I feel like. I'm sorry for anybody who has been watching since the start to now. If you guys really enjoyed this live stream, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will be back most likely week 4 next week. But I'm going to tell you guys something real fast, a quick announcement before I end off episode 3. I will not be live next Saturday, most likely. I'll probably be live Friday night instead. Reason being, I have to go to a what's the thing called? It's not really. It fell at the end of the fucking live stream. I saved it like 5 times this live stream, but I have to go to. I wouldn't really say a job interview because I pretty much already have the job. This guy took a test online, and I'm going to be working soon, so I have a lot of work shit to do. So I have a course to learn about the job that I'm going to be doing. So I will not be live Saturday as I have to leave at 12 o'clock p.m. or 11:30 p.m. rather to get on and get through. And I'm not just going to do this live stream at fucking like 4 in the morning or some shit. But if you guys did enjoy, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Herby's going to be out. Hope you guys had a phenomenal day. And be tuned, hopefully, for episode 4 for next week. If not, I'll tell you guys in the Snapchat. And I might or may not make an update video onto this channel. Otherwise, guys, peace out. Have a great night or day. Peace.